Hello fellow tankers, this is Dauntless, and welcome to Scout Guides. For this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to spot effectively on Redshire. Now Redshire is kind of a deceptive map, because initially when you load into it, you think that it's going to be a scout-friendly map. You know, it's relatively big, there are a lot of trees and bushes, but the trees and bushes are actually your bane in this map. Mostly because you can get into certain positions, and you're probably aware of this, like for example, trying to sit here and light anything here, there are so many freaking trees in the way that you can't get a clear line of sight and really spot anything for your team. And it's actually the case for a lot of areas on this map where you try to get yourself into a good position and you really can't get good eyes and vision across just because of all the trees that are in the way. There is one very strong location that you can push when you are sitting on the south base, which I will show you in a second. So when you get into this position, when you are playing in a light tank on Redshire, there are two options that you can go. And ultimately, it really depends on the enemy lineup, whether you choose to go the active scout way or the passive scout way. Ultimately, you're going to end up in the passive location, but to make this kind of bum rush in the very beginning, it's completely up to you, and it's up to your confidence level, how fast your vehicle is, how good the crew is in your vehicle, and ultimately the lineup of the enemy team. If they have any fast vehicles, for example, this TVP and this Grill are kind of a threat. But ultimately, really, if you look at their team, they have a lot of slow vehicles, meaning that if anything tries to sit up on this hill, it's actually going to take them a little bit of time to do so, giving you that opportunity to make that quick sweep and get some eyes and possibly some assist damage. And because of that, if you notice they have a lot of slow vehicles and not a lot of fast vehicles, it's actually a very effective strategy to do this sweep that I'm about to show you. And after that, or if you choose not to do this, you'll want to sit in the passive location. So you want to push right through these trees right here, and you want to push through them so you can actually get eyes on the enemy hill. You want to kind of play right along this edge right here. Notice how if you play this edge, if you get lit, or if something starts to shoot you, you can duck down here and avoid getting lit. This early in the game, there is absolutely nothing that can hit you here. And because of that, you know, you do the quick push, get eyes, and then duck down. And you don't want to push any further than this, because any further than this, anything from their side that's potentially as fast as you could be pushing into this area. So what you want to do is kind of just circle back around. Depending on if you do light something or if something is shooting on you, you want to go around this side of the hill and not like this. But there's absolutely nothing over there that can light us right now, and so this is the best location that you can push. Now there are two locations actually that you can passive scout in. This location here is the most aggressive passive location that you can sit in order to spot anything that's going to be coming through here. At 300 view range or meters view range or whatever this distance is right here, you have a 100% chance, in my opinion, of lighting anything that dares cross this area. And when you have a competent team of snipers sitting up on this hill, they're going to have shots on these guys all day long, and you will get all of the assist damage by sitting in this bush. Even this bat chat that's back there is not able to get see through this bush, and unless you're actually sitting right here, you will not be able to light them. And because of this big bunch of trees here, sitting in this location is very effective because nothing on the hill can light you. So you can see here, he's not firing his gun at all, but he's just sitting in this location asking his team to open fire. And everything that he's doing here is just money in the bank. All that experience he's going to farm by lighting up these enemies for his team to shoot at. It's very important when you're passive scouting like this not to ever fire or do anything like pull forward suddenly and get yourself lit, because the second you get lit in a position this aggressive, you'll get killed within seconds, and it could ruin a potentially very, very good game for you. Now, another great location that you can sit in here, in this close to this area, if you're in a taller tank, for example, the Leopard, and actually you can see the Leopard replay that I have uploaded about 2 weeks ago, if you care to watch that location being played. But the location is actually right here behind this building. Now this location is strong because you can't, it's very hard for enemies to light you when you're in that position because it's so far back. The only downside to it is you won't be able to spot these enemies as effectively. but the perks of it are if you do get lit, you have this building to protect you from artillery, and alternatively, if you are to poke out just a little bit, you'll be able to spot anything on this hill, whereas here in this location, you would have to drive right to here to get lights on the hill, and you would potentially expose yourself if you drove over here from being lit from anything in this area. Spotting on the northern base on Redshire is actually a little bit different from the southern base because it's not exactly balanced. This location is, in my opinion, stronger than the location that I showed you for the southern base, but because of that, there is a little bit more risk involved. There is no good way to active scout this location without being lit. You could, at the very beginning of the game, kind of sweep over here, but doing so will probably get you lit by anything pushing up on this hill, and it's very critical that you do not get lit when you're sitting in this position because there is very no way for you to get out of this situation without getting killed unless you're able to get really lucky. And because of that, I immediately go to this location without going anywhere else, and I point my tank away from the enemy. In the instance that I do get lit, I'm able to get away very quickly. This location, it is important that you position yourself up high like this. Anything that's going to be coming up on this hill, this bush right here will actually protect you from it. And you want to be high enough because if you are actually sitting down here, this tree and this house will actually block your view from getting a clean spot up into this location. And if you sit right here where I am, you'll notice when you play, you'll be able to light a lot of stuff that's just hugging this hill, a lot of tank destroyers and medium tanks, allowing your team and your artillery to just bombard them and get a lot of spotty damage right off the bat. This location, once the hill looks pretty dried out and there's nothing left for you to do, it's usually safe to push back around, get up onto this hill, and then figure out where you want to go. I don't advise going up onto this hill and lighting unless you're completely sure that it's safe. You can get up here and spot things that might be down in this area, but again, that's completely up to you and how you want to play this after the game has progressed. Anyway guys, hopefully you found this guide to Redshire helpful. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, if you subscribe to my channel, there'll be more content like this in the future. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys later.